What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. We thought we'd have some fun tonight and talk some travel. We got Maui Howey, my good friend, here with us tonight. How you
Hey
doing,
everybody,
Maui?
how's everybody doing today? Hope you had a good day, morning, afternoon, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. No, I've got a ding. Yeah, we were having some technical difficulties. We might still be, but
It's
we're
still
gonna see
doing.
what
I don't know
happens.
what's going on. All of a sudden, I don't know if it's because I plugged in. That's when it started.
Yeah. Maybe you try unplugging it. Maybe that'll take it away.
All right, I just unplugged.
All
See
right.
what
Let's see. Is that
happens.
better? Hey, I think that might have solved it.
No, it's still. Is it?
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, if you lose me, I'm gonna have to plug in again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if we lose you, I mean, we're not on here for a long time anyway. We were just gonna jump on, and we thought it'd be fun to share some travel tips, some travel experiences. Maybe even give some people a chance to ask questions if they have any ideas. Maui, you want to tell everybody who you are and a little bit about yourself?
All right. Maui Howey, name's Lance actually. Lance Howey, from Michigan. Go Blue. Anyway, I worked at the airlines for about 35 years. Retired 3 years ago, but I've used the benefits that I had from Delta, and I've traveled around the world. So it's been not just Asia. I've been to Europe. I've been to Africa. I've been many places. And when Fools went ahead and said, "Let's do a video together about travel," I said, "What a great idea!" Because he goes through Southeast Asia all over the place, and with my background of working for the airlines and traveling, I thought it'd be great to go ahead and talk to different people and maybe give them some tips on how to travel and what to do.
Yeah, that's the
Hey
thing. I
Joey,
get
how are
asked a
you?
lot. I get asked that a lot. People they think it's a lot more expensive to do than what it actually is.
Well, now that's the only thing I probably can't help you with is the price of air travel because I didn't pay for air travel or very little. So when I traveled around the world working for Delta, there was a perk was I paid the taxes on the flights. So a normal flight that would cost somebody maybe $700 or $800 was costing me $60. So I can't help you with the price of the travel, but I can help you once you get there and how to get there.
Right, exactly. And that's, like I was telling you before, what we usually do, and I don't know why my sound is cracking up. We haven't quite figured that out.
I don't know
Um,
either.
but what we usually do is we find the cheapest flight that we can find to Asia and then
Mhm.
go from there to wherever we want to get to.
Right. Yeah. Once you get to, especially Southeast Asia, if you're going to Korea or something like that, I know it's still quite expensive to get down. But if you get into, like I said, I live in Thailand now. I live in Hue An. If you get into Bangkok, you can take Thai Lion, Thai Smile, Air Asia Thailand, all those pretty much anywhere you need to go for so inexpensive. I mean, to go from Bangkok to an island called Phuket costs you $45, $50. You can't beat the price to get around out there. I know that we flew into, you're familiar with this, we flew into Bali from there. And I think for me and my wife, total round trip was $300. So, and that's a 5 hour trip, something like that into Bali. So it's not like we can't hear you at all now.
Yeah, I was saying it's a pretty good ways. I was trying to mute while you were talking. I don't know why we're getting that feedback. I might switch mics here in
Yeah.
a second, but and that's what we try to do too. We try to get to, like, we fly to Thailand a lot because you can find a cheap, $600 round trip to Thailand from the United
Right,
States,
right.
and then we can get across.
Yeah, it's so easy. You know, for us, what I found is Bangkok is kind of a hub to get anywhere you need to go in Southeast Asia. And the prices are so inexpensive. You can go ahead and you can jump on a flight and get. There's Vietnamese Air. You can get to Vietnam very easy. And now all your visas are pretty much done online. Before you had to go on down to a consulate or so forth and drop your passport off with an application. It would take a couple 2-3 days to do it in Bangkok. Well, now everything can be done on the internet. You just get online and you can get a visa for uh, Vietnam or Myanmar or and a lot of places like Cambodia, uh, Lao. You can go ahead and that's visa upon arrival. You fill out when you get there. You fill out the paperwork real brief and have a picture. You have to have a photo of yourself and you just walk up to the counter there and you get your visa real cheaply. So Bangkok is a kind of a good hub to get around. I found I have anywhere you need to go, you can get to from Savannah or Don Muang, the two different airports there.
Right. Am I coming through now?
Right.
Can you hear me better,
Yeah,
or are we
actually, I don't
still
hear,
getting that crackling sound?
no, not too much, just very little, if any. I don't think anything at all now. Sounds good.
All right, cool. I'll try this one then. Well, there it is again. I don't know where the hell that that feedback.
Yeah, I'm unplugged. It's still coming through, so it's not from that.
I have no idea. Let me. I'm going to try something for fun real quick. Let me just see.
Okay.
Now, am I still crackling right now? How about right now? LW, let me know that in the chat. Am I still crackling right now? I'm sure somebody can hear it at least. Yeah, I'm not sure. It goes in and out, bro. Yeah, I think it's I'm not sure. I think it's something coming through. Yeah, see, there I was clear there. So it's what I'm going to try to do, Maui. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna hit like I'll let you answer and I'll mute myself and vice versa. And I think that it's something between our connection. I got it. I can do it. So what do you
You got my friend.
Let me ask. Yeah, who do we have here in the chat? Let's go on ahead and let me run through that real quick. Yep. We got thanks for tuning in, everybody, too. I really do appreciate it. Who we got in here? We got One Day TV, Olivia, Maui Howey's here. Mr. Duggar Fishing, our internet lawyer, Sir UGA, Joey Foster. Let's see who else. We got Matt Dummett, Doug the guitarist. Thank you, man. Dorothy Brown. Thanks for being here. Mort, LW Hoghead, Simply Nanette. And heck yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to try to make this fun and maybe just a little bit informative as well.
So Simply Nanette is from the Philippines. So we got some Asia people here. I know it's morning time over there. They're 12 hours difference, so 12:15, I think, in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's a big time difference. Basically the opposite. So let me ask you this, Maui. What like if you had to pick the 3 best places you've ever been, what would you say? What's your 3 favorite places? I think we've lost Maui for a minute. What's up, Slim Shady Canes? Good to see you. Maui's freezing up there for a second. We're having all kinds of fun technical issues tonight. This is should be a good time. Mort wants to know if there's any advice for time traveling. Mort, I really can't help you on that one. I would check in with the Y files for that. Let's see. Maui will be back with us in a second, I'm sure. But okay. Let's see. Maui, you still with us? Joey Foster, internet. Maybe Maui connection is poor. Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. Simply in the net. I am thinking so. But anyway, while we wait for Maui's internet to come back, like I was saying before, I'll kind of explain that. When we usually go, and we usually have to fly to Indonesia. So when we'll look for our flights, we'll find our flights based off of anywhere in the U.S. that can get us the cheapest route from the United States to Asia. And then we know that we are going to make our way to Indonesia along the way. So the way we look at that is the adventures that we can have from said A place wherever we land to get to our final destination is part of the journey. And once you get there, the flights, like if you booked it from here and you were trying to fly like from here to, let's say, Bali, it might be a $1,400 round trip flight. But what you can do is you can sit here and go, okay, now I can find this flight to Thailand round trip. And no, Slim, sorry about that. But I can find this round trip flight to Thailand and get there for $600. Then for another like $100 a person or so, you can fly from Thailand to, like Maui was saying, somewhere like Bali or something like that. And then you can pick other locations from there and go place to place to place. And once you get over to these countries, as long as you use places where the currency exchange is in your favor, then you can get these hotel rooms that are like 4-star hotels for $28 to $35 a night. And most of those always include breakfast as well. So when you're doing that, you're basically, you can have a snack for lunch and you're looking at $30 basically a day, plus your dinner, which will run you about $10 to $12 for dinner at night. A daily activity, you can get a driver for $10, something like that a day. Go around, and by the time you're done with it, you're only spending, $45, $50 a day for two people to travel once you get there. No, no, Slim. No layovers on a boat. What's up, BVD? Thanks for being here too. Um, yeah, we'll see if Maui can make it back on. Hopefully he will. I think he was having some internet problems. He's back in Michigan now, but he just got back from Thailand, and he's only here for 6 weeks, so his internet is not working properly because he just got. So we'll see what happens. But so anyway, that was that's a tip I have there as far as traveling over there. And anytime, like we've helped a lot of people do these trips. Anytime anybody would ever have any advice on doing it, do feel free to ask because it's fun to help people. It's fun to do that. Let's see who else. Slim Shady. Poor Slim Shady Kane's on the Slim Shady's stuck on the no fly list. We got to get you off of that no fly list, Slim. Somehow or another, we got to get you off of that. I don't know how you ended up on it, but we got to get you off the no fly list. What's up, Alan A? Let's see. It's kind of threw a little monkey wrench in there as we had it all worked out to talk about this with each other. So give me a moment to figure out how I'm going to proceed with this for a minute. Maui Howey should be back, but we'll see. If anybody in the question or in the chat has any legitimate questions, you can feel free to come on. And what does Slim say? If they hurry up with those flying cars. Now, I wonder about that, Slim. If they do come out with flying cars and you're on a no flying list, are you still going to be able to fly? Or will you not be able to drive anymore? I'm not exactly sure how that works. Oh, geez. Um, well, let's see. But yeah, I do thank everybody. Oh, I got a second. I can take a second of time. So I'm going to give a special thanks and shout out to Cigar City Brewery, who sent us a bunch of cool swag. Florida Man swag. We got Florida Man beers here. They actually say Florida Man on them. We got some cool hats, a bunch of stickers, scarves, a bunch of stuff they sent us to check out. They're out of Tampa, Florida, and I just want to say thank you to them. It is really good. Check out Cigar City Brewing. Really good beer, actually. They got a bunch of different kinds, and it's good. Yeah, legit question, right, Slim? Are you still able to drive a truck if it flies? How is that going to work? We go from beer commercial to flying. So please drink responsible and do not fly your flying vehicles while under the intoxication of alcohol. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. This is supposed to be like a travel stream here. So what I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not sure where Maui's at. We can pick back up when he gets back. But let's see. We got him coming in right now. Let's see if this helps.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey, there you are.
Phone got really hot. I think that's probably why I lost my internet and popped off.
Okay. Did you come back on your phone, or did you?
Yeah, just back on the phone. I don't have anything else here. That's the big thing. I don't have Wi-Fi since I'm only back for 6 weeks. I don't have a Wi-Fi connection here. I use just what I have for my T-Mobile. So that's why it's not going to be the greatest when I'm here doing this. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I couldn't see paying for internet for the whole time I'm here for 6 weeks.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
Yeah. So
yeah, and the crackling's gone now too. I'll bet that's the hot thing. So let's go on ahead before it happens again.
I'm sure it will. That's the problem.
Yeah, so let's run through the fun real quick. Best places you've been. What do you think?
Thailand, especially southern Thailand, is probably my favorite one. Where else? Italy. Italy is probably my number two. I'm not a big fan of the amount of tourists that are there, but the country is absolutely stunning and the history there is tremendous. And then probably my number three, I would say, would be Egypt, not Cairo. Outside, I mean, obviously the pyramids are in Cairo, but a city called Luxor, where they have the Valley of the Kings and so forth. Those are my three favorite that I've been to that are absolutely stunning. Now, it's kind of hard just to single them out when you stop and you think about, God, Philippines. There's, Manila is a big city, and my friend Annette here, she had some American friends that went ahead and kind of really gave her a hard time about how bad the Philippines were. Any big city is going to be a big city. It's if you think that you're going to go to a big city and it's going to be this beautiful thing, that doesn't happen too much. But as soon as you get out of the big city, the Philippines are absolutely beautiful. Boracay, Cebu, there's so many beautiful places there. I mean, I love the Philippines. Obviously, Bali. Bali is, oh God, the island of Bali is gorgeous. Now you have to deal with the traffic there. You've been there before, so you know how bad the traffic is. So to get one side of the island to the other might take.
And that's Indonesia though.
Yeah, Indonesia.
Yeah,
I said, I'm
right above
just throwing out places that are so beautiful. Right. I mean, around the world, I've been. Spain is a beautiful country. I've been so many different places. I've been to Switzerland and Jungfrau, beautiful. But just my three favorite: Thailand, and that's just because I haven't run out of things to do there. I've been going for 30 plus years to Thailand, and there's always something to do, always something to see. Between, if you want to climb mountains, you can climb mountains in the north. If you want to do, you've been down to Krabi and so forth, southern Thailand, the beaches are unrivaled. I mean, I lived in Hawaii before, and I think the beaches in Thailand are far better than what they were in Hawaii. And the food is tremendous. And the best thing about it is it's all affordable. You can go to Thailand and you can make a couple $1,000s last you a long time. Try to do that in Hawaii. You go to Hawaii,
exactly,
a couple $1,000s and you'll last maybe 4 or 5 days a week, and your money's gone.
Right. So, I was making that point when you were gone. I was bringing up the fact that once you get there, that for $35, $40 a night, you can stay in a really nice hotel.
Oh, and 4 or 5 star hotels are under $100. I mean, you're not going to find any of that. It went up a little bit for the holiday season, for the high season from November through February, but they go right back down as soon as high season's gone. You're back to place where I stay in Bangkok is only $35, and it's anywhere in the States, it'd be $150 hotel.
So, and plus you get breakfast, and it's not a continental breakfast. It's how would you like your eggs? It's like, you can have noodles, you can have rice, you can have, anything you want, and they'll cook it to order.
You walk on up and like you just said, you walk up and you can, how you want an omelet? What do you want to put in your omelet? And they make it there for you. So yeah, and it's that way pretty much anywhere in Southeast Asia. But in Bangkok or in Thailand, the thing I like about it is that besides just being cost efficient, you don't have to rent a car. A lot of people think that when you go to places, you have to you're worried about transportation. Well, in Bangkok, your taxis from the airport to wherever you're going, in Bangkok are probably less than $10 or $15 to get where you need to go. And once you're in Bangkok, they've got the SRT, the MRT, so many ways to get around. You don't really have to ever take a taxi or the tuk-tuks. You don't have to take any of them. You can get anywhere you need to go there if you're willing to walk just a few blocks, because
Right.
there's subway and everything has all been redone. When was the last time you were there? A few years ago?
Like right at the end of 2019 was right
Okay.
before the plague started.
Yep. If you get there now, and you will be totally surprised that you can take the subway. There used to be like one subway that went around, one SRT. Then they had the Sky Train, and now there's like 3 or 4 Sky Trains, maybe more than that. You got the SRT. There's about 6 or 8 trains that'll take you, not trains, but you know what I'm speaking. The subway
Right.
trains that'll take you anywhere in the city. So to worry about train, they're very easy to figure out too. It's all done in Thai and English. Anywhere you go, okay where you want to go, and you can look for it on a little map, and it comes up. If you want to go to visit some of the other cities around, if you want to go to Pattaya, now Pattaya is a big party town. Well, it's a taxi ride there, and it'll cost you probably about 1,500 to 2,000 baht, which is $55 to go for a 3-hour taxi ride. So I mean, it's
Right.
very affordable. You're not go to Hua Hin. It's just a little bit more. It's 2,000 baht, but it's 3 hours. But you can get to these cities, and once you're there, it's very easy to get around. There's tuk-tuks, and in Pattaya they have a bot bus, which takes you up and down the main roads, take you anywhere. Very easy to get around there. Very easy to get tuk-tuks and cars. So anybody that's going to Thailand, it's very cost efficient. That's what I like about Thailand. On top of being so beautiful, I mean, all the different islands that are there. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yes,
Joey
I'm
wants to
reading.
know.
Which
He
one?
says, "Okay, you can read it."
Yeah, Thailand. I wanted to book Airbnb. You know, Joey, it depends. If you're going to Pattaya, I wouldn't book an Airbnb. There's so many places there uh, in Pattaya that you can get for, and $500 is actually quite expensive for a month there. You better, if you're spending $500 a month, you better have a pool. You better have a workout area, all that stuff. Most of the expats that go to Pattaya or Hua Hin pay somewhere around $200 a month. And but you also have to worry about, if you're going to stay in Pattaya, some type of transportation if you want to go anyplace else, and that's just a motorbike. I mean, you get a motorbike over there, you can rent them for the week for about well, you rent them for a month for $100. So you're probably talking $25, less than $25 a week to rent a motorbike to get around in the city. Very easy to do. If you're going to leave the city, well, then you take a taxi cab or so forth. But um, $500 to me seems a bit pricey. It seems like you'd be getting a pretty fancy condo if you're there. In Hua Hin, we have a place called Ban Kumpor, and it's the night food court. And there's 2 massive condominium buildings that are on both sides of this food court, and they advertise per month 5,500 baht. Right now, I think the baht is 34 to 1. So, 6,400 baht would be, 6,800 baht would be $200. So you're talking about, easily $175 at the most. And these are nice places. They don't have a pool, but really close to everything, really close to all the action. And it's the same thing in Pattaya too. They have plenty of these places. I'll give you a channel to follow. It's Rides for Kicks. If you ever want to go ahead, and this guy does a lot of videos on a lot of the living situation in Pattaya, Joey. So that's a good place to start off with. His name's Lucas, Rides for Kicks. There's places that you'll get from $100 a night, a week, a month, to 500, and 500 is you're talking about luxury apartments. 2 rooms, 2 bedrooms, pool, kitchen, everything else. And the ones that are cheaper, you're talking about maybe a kitchenette, more of a studio type of thing. It just depends on what you're looking to stay in. But it's all budget friendly. You can work your. There's people that live out there on $400 or $500 a month.
Right.
So pretty easy to do. They said we try to budget basically $1,000 a month, and I know we go over it a lot of times, but that leaves us at the end of the month plenty of money to go ahead and do our every 5 or 6 weeks. We hop on the scooter and we go to a different place. We just got back just before we left. We're in Koh Tao, and this allows you to go ahead and do things like that. You can budget the money easier. You can live like a rock star too when you get there. I'm going back and forth, my head spinning, but you can live like a rock star. When I used to go there and spend a month at a time, it'd be nothing for me to spend $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000. But I would hop on a plane and go to Bali, and hop on a plane and go to Cambodia, and hop on a plane and go to Myanmar in that month time. And it ends up going ahead and costing money to be doing that. But if you're living in these places like Joey's planning on doing, it's very affordable, and there's so much to do, so much to keep you occupied. The reason why I don't go to Pattaya is it's such a big bar district down at the one side walking street. I'm not living in Thailand just for the bars. Even though I have a few beers, I'm not living there just for that. I'm living to get away from the winter cold here in Michigan and so forth.
Yeah, it's fun. Like the bar districts and stuff like that. It's fun, but you wouldn't want to do that. Like, there's only so long you can maintain that or do that.
Well,
in your
that'll
life.
end up killing you in the long run. There's no doubt about it. I have so many friends that go there and they only go to Pattaya, and they stay there for, basically 3 or 4 months in the wintertime, and they go back, and it's just sitting at the bar day and night. And for me, Thailand's such a big, beautiful country that just staring at the bar isn't doing it justice. I mean, yeah, you go have a party here and a party there, but I'll see the same people. I'll get up in the morning, walk out of my hotel, and I'll see the same person there the entire week at 12 o'clock afternoon drinking, and I'm coming back at 2 in the morning and he's still sitting in the same spot drinking. Now, I mean, my idea is you can do that back at home if you want.
Yeah, they make they make sleazy bars in Michigan too, as well, right?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them around. I said, around the world.
See, now you're getting trolled. Now you're getting trolled by Georgia fans because they're saying Michigan sucks all year round. So the college football group has stepped in.
Yeah, they have. Go Blue. We've played you. We've lost, but we get there. Finally being Ohio State. That's all I care about.
Yeah, but back to the travel thing. That's the point that I've tried to make to like so many people is that, you can literally, these people, they want to take these trips and they're like, well, I could never imagine doing that. And it's like, if you and your significant other saved up $1,500 a piece, you could go spend 2.5 weeks easy traveling through Asia and have a really good time, good time and do all kinds of stuff. Last time I looked, it's like cost you $6,000 to go spend 3 days at Disney World or something,
Oh yeah, I just had been. Oh, did I lose you? I'm looking
no, you're
at the chats. I'm trying to get to the chats here and not getting anywhere.
I can
trying
still
to figure
hear
out how to do it on my phone because my laptop or my iPad just isn't doing nothing. Turn it off. So I'm talking to you. People can talk all they want. I can't see nothing. I can't help you out.
I can read off anybody's questions or anything like that. I can read them off for you. And we can too here in a minute if we're having too much. I can always drop the link and people can come on and ask a question if they want to. That's a possibility as well. Slim says he wants to travel Europe. I'd like to do more Europe too. My wife and I, we've said that we want to do more Europe when we get a little bit older and want to keep hitting the beaches while we're still hanging in there.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think I've told you this before. Europe is awesome, but when you go to Europe, you take pictures and you leave. When you end up going ahead and doing the Asia things, it's so much easier to go ahead and do the type of tours and stuff like that than it would be in say England. Oh, we went to England, and this is, I don't know how many years ago, but it really was so expensive to go to England. I mean, hotels I want to say this is probably 30 years ago. I was in England, and it was literally $120 for a hotel when it was 29.99 at a Red Roof Inn here, if that. So
Right.
when we got there, and then the exchange rate was horrible too. It's always a good thing about going to Thailand is exchange rate's great. So when you're talking about paying money for it, you just get a good deal all the way around.
Yeah, it's definitely exchange rates are good. What do we got here?
I get you dumpling.
Oh, homemade Chinese dumplings. Look at that.
There you
And
go.
this
Dinner
is the
and beer,
best
dinner and
Haaland
beer.
sauce, sweet chili. It's so good.
Not a Bud Light, is
That's
it?
no,
No Bud Light.
They're so good.
no Bud Light. Thank you very much. No, she just making some Chinese dumplings here, so
There you
hooking me
go.
up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
I,
thank
I'd
you.
say I'd say my wife would hook me up, but I wouldn't be able to eat it. It's too spicy.
You know what?
They're always good. He said his wife would make it, but he wouldn't be able to eat it because it's too spicy. Yeah, man. So how about this? What's the worst places you've ever been?
Um, you know, I don't like to rag on places because they all have their special things. I'll tell you some bad experiences I've had, which made places bad. Um, when I went to India and we went to Agra and to see the Taj Mahal, I had booked a taxi cab company prior to going called Hippo Taxi. So it was all paid for in advance by credit card and everything else. Hotel was done. We got there, spent the night in Delhi. In the morning, they got up and we waited. The taxi came to pick us up. We got in the taxi and the man drove us 2.5, 3 hours to Agra, I believe. It's a little bit of a hike. He got about an hour and a half away, stopped at a gas station, and filled up and turned around and told me that I had to pay for the gas. And I said, no, I paid for the taxi fee. And he stopped in the parking lot and we sat there for 30 minutes and he wouldn't move till I paid for his gas. The taxi's already been paid for. And when we got to the Taj Mahal, it was a little bit of the same thing. Everybody there is got some kind of scam going on. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Everybody's trying to make money one way or another. I said I don't want to say bad because I know it's not everybody, but when I was there, it just seemed that everybody was trying to get their hand in your pocket. They wanted to get your money any way they can, scam you out of your money. If you go into any of the shops there to look at stuff to buy things, they'd start off with a price that was, you wouldn't pay back in the States. You'd never pay for a little painting, $500. And by the time you're walking out the door, they're trying to sell it to you for, $4 or $5. Same thing they wanted to sell you for $500. Now they're trying to sell it to you for $5 as you're walking out the door. And listen, and coming back, same thing, Hippo Taxi. We took the interstate back. We got all the way up to the toll booth. He's sitting at a toll booth saying, you pay the toll. I said, I'm not paying the toll. I already paid. We sat there for about 20 minutes with a line of 100 cars behind us, blowing the horn. You wanted us to move, and he wouldn't move. The guy screaming at him from the booth, everything else. They don't care. I went ahead and I wrote a little letter to the Hippo Taxi, and the guy says, I got a response about a week later saying he spoke to his taxi driver. His taxi driver said that never happened. So I made it up. I made the story up. But
Right.
it's things like that. I thought the Taj Mahal was beautiful. You can have, how can I say, you can have expectations that you're going to go stay at a 5-star hotel, but you have to remember that what country you're going to and where you're at in the world, and realize that if you're talking about a 5-star hotel in India, then you're probably staying in Delhi. You're not staying in Agra, and it just, I don't have too much bad to say. Just I've had experiences that I wasn't happy with. I have a friend that was in Paris, France, and went ahead and got on the lift to the top of the Eiffel Tower. They got off at the first level. That's where you transfer to the second one to go up to the top. And when everybody got up to the top level, 10 or 12 people were all robbed. All their wallets were missing. So they turned around, they came back down, they got a cop. The cop went straight to a garbage can. He knew exactly which garbage can, went over there, pulled out a paper, everybody's wallet was in there. Only the money was
Oh,
missing.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, nobody's got their money.
So
Yeah,
oh,
they tried to get us one time at
with the
the
taxi
with the taxi
in
in
Jakarta.
Jakarta. And the guy, I mean, he was literally trying to get us out and drive off with our stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm not getting out of this car until you unload that trunk and put my stuff on the street. You know, I was
Oh
like,
my God,
there's
that
no way in
was
hell.
really.
right. Well, that's a story. It's more bad experiences than having bad cities or so forth. And I guess you can't pin that on everybody. I said, we went to Egypt, and I thought Egypt was one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. But once again, they'll try and scam you out of stuff. I had a friend that went there. I did the tour guide. There's a guy I knew on Facebook, and he lives in Cairo, and he's a tour guide. So, hold on. Oh, thank you. Okay, this is I got my here. Can you see that?
Oh no, got the Michigan cup going.
I had to go ahead and get the Michigan Cup.
I've got dumplings, and we'll throw up a U on here for you.
Miami, there you go. Anyway, my friend went there, and he was taking a taxi from his hotel to the pyramids, and discussed the price with the taxi driver, and it was $50 to get him over to the pyramids. He said, "Okay, fine." Got in the taxi and went to the pyramids. When he got out at the pyramids, the guy said $500. He says $500. He says 55. Not $100, $500. And he said, "I'm not paying you $500. Yeah, $500 US." Anyway,
no, not
they
rupiah.
They were arguing back and forth. The taxi driver got the police. They came on over. Police said, "No, you got to pay him." Well, all in all, after it was all done, he ended up paying him a couple $100 for a 20-minute ride. I mean, fighting with the police, and by the time the guy went ahead and said, "Okay, I'll just take 200 and go," but 20-minute ride for $200 is ridiculous. But I hear stories like that all the time. I was lucky; I had the tour guides that took us around. We flew into Luxor, and we had a tour guide there also that I still keep in touch with to this day. They're real good people. I found the Egyptians to be extremely friendly. I didn't have any problems with them. And like any city, if you go to a bad area, well, bad things can happen. So, you hear of people being captured and everything else, and usually it's people that are they're contractors, and they get a little too friendly with the areas, and they start going to places. So, it's usually not tourists that have a problem in these cities. It's contractors, people living in certain places, and they think, well, I can go here and I can go there.
Slim says, maybe I should stay here. I'd start an international incident. Probably so, Slim.
Well, that's easy enough.
Yeah, we've had our share of sketchy encounters, and it's been in every different country. I know I've told you before, we got taken in China 2 levels below the airport one time and interrogated for 2 hours at gunpoint, which was horribly awful.
That was fun.
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah, the first time we went to Beijing, it was jumping through hoops just to get out of the airport to get to our hotel. We got in, and it was literally probably 3 hours just to get out of the airport. And by the time we got to our hotel, it was 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, we've had the same. I've had problems going over there too. But on the other hand, I was in Hong Kong before it went back to the Chinese. It was still under British rule. So it's back in the 90s, 98, 97, something like that, 99. But anyway,
right.
We were there, and I've heard it's changed quite a bit. The visas are still done the old way. I have a 10-year visa to get in and out, even though I haven't been there since I got the visa. But I like China. It's beautiful, beautiful country. I absolutely do love China, but it's just very hard to get in and out of the airports. I don't know about now. It's been a few years, but when I was there, the communication was very bad too. The bell desk could help me out to get a taxi, and basically I had somebody that I knew right up whole bunch of things on a piece of paper of places I wanted to see, and I would just show it in Chinese to the taxi driver, and he would take me. So, yeah,
Yeah,
China.
that's a problem. We had a problem when where were we in China when we got lost?
Chengdu.
Yeah, Chengdu. So we wandered off and got lost in the middle of Chengdu, and we ended up. I mean, it was. We ended up at this point. We'd already been interrogated. We'd already been things. We said, "Screw this. We're leaving China. We're getting out of here." But we still had like 8 hours before our flight out, so we were like, "Well, let's go check this out." So my wife and I, a Mexican and a Russian, we decided to just
That sounds
go.
like a joke.
Yeah, exactly. So we end up in, I mean, the middle of nowhere. And, my wife speaks Chinese, what, Mandarin. And, but the thing, we end up in this place where they're speaking this weird dialect and
They
she
have their
can't,
own mother language.
yeah, so we end up in a horrible place. And we can't figure out. Finally, we think we see a hotel. We're like, yes, we found a hotel. We can get in here. They're going to have, at least some way we can get back to civilization. Well, we're inside a nursing home. Is where so we're wandering around a
Wow.
nursing home at this point.
It's like, Grandpa.
Yeah, I mean, we're just making jokes at this point. Like grandpa, grandmama, like, oh my God. Well, finally we find this place where they were like souping up these it was like a lot of younger people and they had all these like souped up, the cars out in front of it.
Right.
So we were able to go there and she was able to talk to them. They, understood each other and blah, blah, blah.
I
And
think they're nice people.
yeah, they were nice and educated, and we were able to talk back and forth. And they were like, well, hey, we'll give you rides back. We'll get you back to where you need to go. And it was one of the coolest experiences because they were like so happy to have like these random.
No, one of the guy owned that showroom.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
one guy owned it and they were
So,
rich, they
yeah.
had money. So they did, it was like Fast and the Furious. And they put my wife and I in the back
He
seat
was
of one.
show off of his car.
Oh yeah, they were showing their cars off, and we were like racing through the streets of Chengdu
To the
back to the
airport.
airport in these two different cars. It was one of the coolest things ever. It was like, this is awesome. Then we got on an airplane and went to
And
Thailand.
we tried to give them money for the gas, and they said no.
Yeah, they wouldn't take money. They wouldn't
No,
anything. They were just
they're
happy.
like, I'll help you.
See, now
So
that's cool
I
because
know.
they said
they're nice.
you offer money for gas, and then I said there's good people everywhere. There's bad people and good people everywhere you go, and
I know.
it sounds like you didn't see. But that kind of trip, even though it kind of was crappy at the minute, turns out to be a good memory now.
Yeah, we have fun now talking about it. And it's like, hey, that was great. But it was
Yeah.
definitely, a scary situation. And if you travel enough, you're going to find yourself in scary situations.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when you go to
Always
different
thinking
countries,
that.
when you go to different countries, it ends up being that way. You end up with, you're going to come across something that doesn't feel quite right. You have to kind of deal with it. Out of all the places I've been to, Switzerland is probably the worst for communication. I mean, I'm in a beautiful country, but virtually nobody spoke English there. They're bordered on one side by Italy. You got France. So they all spoke Italian and Swiss, and French and Swiss, and German and Swiss, but nobody spoke English there. So to
Right.
get around was almost impossible. You went to a restaurant, they give you a menu, you have no idea what's on it, and there's nobody that can help you.
No pictures or anything, It's not like you're at a Waffle
Nothing.
House anymore.
That's right. Look at some of the comments here.
Yeah, I can put him up. Yeah, Slim said his wife, she wants to go to Okinawa. She's big into karate and stuff like that. And she's always wanted to go to Okinawa.
Never been there. I've been to Tokyo. I've been to Osaka. Been to Nagoya. Very expensive but beautiful. Colombia. I've got a bunch of friends that went to Colombia. They used to go on over to Thailand and Philippines, and now they're going. Colombia is the big place to go on down to now. Okay, done with the.
I got you.
comments.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Japan that I've always said. It's expensive. It's not one of those places we're talking about where you can go spend $50 a day and stay on the beach.
No.
Because like you can go to like, in Bali, say you can go to like Seminyak or even stay like in downtown, Kuta, something like that. I mean, you can get a nice hotel for $30 on the
Oh
beach.
yeah, absolutely.
But all day long, free breakfast, included. All you got to do is pay for dinner and beers, and you can hire a driver for $20 a day that'll take you all over anywhere you want to go.
Sure. Yeah, I said it's very easy to go ahead and in a lot of countries, but Japan, it's very beautiful. I said I've been to these different places, but you know, you can go through a whole. I've been 3 and 4 day stints every time I go there. Go there, stay 3 4 days at the most, and I'm out. I can't afford to stay there. It's just everything is just too expensive, but it's beautiful. If you get out of the cities, um, I guess it's really nice. I haven't been too far out of the cities. I mean, I haven't ventured out of the cities, I guess.
And see, I'm not a huge fan of the cities, like these countries. I'd rather go and see the beaches and see the cool, beautiful places or the temples. I love the temples. But if you want to go to a
Right.
nice city, then you fly into Singapore and go check out a
Yeah,
nice city.
Singapore
Y-
is beautiful. I love Singapore. Have you been to Hong Kong?
No.
I think they're comparable. Yeah, my wife absolutely loves Singapore. It's beautiful. It's also a city that you can walk around at 1 o'clock in the morning and feel 1,000,000% safe. Walking through some parks at night that I'm looking around and you never feel unsafe in that city. It's beautiful. But Hong Kong's the same way. I've been through Hong Kong and I've had a lot of fun in that city too. It's not as clean as Singapore by any means, but it's an amazing city because you fly into Kowloon, you come into Kowloon, well, come into the airport, go through Kowloon, and then either the ferry or the subway will take you across. We stayed on Hong Kong Island on the back is Aberdeen. Hong Kong's the same way. Very beautiful, lots to do. Both those are my two favorite cities. I've been to either Singapore or Hong Kong. Just very diversified. I mean, just really cool cities to hang out in.
Yeah, I like places that a nice city's pretty good. I'm not a big city person. I think your phone's doing your weird thing again, Maui.
You know what? I plugged it in again. That's why. Okay, I just unplugged it. We'll see what happens again.
Yeah, let's see what happens now. Is that might be a little bit better.
Unplugged.
Yeah,
I think it's
Ned here.
me plugging it in is what's happening.
Yeah, she's like, yes, Thailand's temples are lovely. I think lovely. And
Yeah.
I love the temples. And that's something else I was going to ask you, like the most impressive places you've been. I mean, I want to say we took a road trip from Surabaya to Central Java to go see the old temples there, like Borobudur Temple and the other ones around that. And
Right.
I mean, that was one of the most impressive, most beautiful things I've ever done in my life. And it's grueling to get there. This isn't like luxury travel. This is like it's horrible to get there. It's rough. It's
it-
tough, but getting there is
In Thailand, you've been there. There's temples virtually on every corner. So
Mhm.
I could do a video on a temple 5 times a week. But for me, I don't want to just walk into a temple and say, "Okay, I've been here." I like to see the ones that are unique. And obviously, I have I've done the temples. I call it the temple series because I've got so many already. God, there's just so many wonderful temples. The one that's probably most well known is Wat Arun in Bangkok. That's right there on the Chomphra River.
right. Awesome.
Big, beautiful. That's what you always see when you see come to Siam, come to Thailand. It's the big temple right on the river. But probably my most favorite temple. Have you been to? You've been to Pattaya, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's not far from there. It's the big wooden temple. It's called something of Solace or something like that. It doesn't have a Thai name. It's a big wooden temple.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it is amazing. A billionaire started building this more than 40 some years ago. Every piece of it's all wood. Every piece of it is hand carved. They have, I don't know how many people that are working there hand carving, and it's a work in progress. It's been going on for more than 40 years. That's probably the most beautiful temple I've seen since I've been there. It's just amazing. Now you run across many of there's one. I don't know if you've seen the little temple I did. It was What the heck is the name of it? It's down by Samrayet. It's down south, and it's in a cave. You have to get to the cave, and you're supposed to be there about 11 o'clock in the morning because there's a little hole in the roof of the cave that the sun comes in and shines right on this temple every day at this time. But once again, it's a major hike. You get to the beach and
Yeah.
you're climbing up 300 stairs. You go back down 200 stairs, and then you go back up another 100 stairs to get into the cave. And it's you got to be really physically fit for that.
Yeah, some of those places you think, I mean, it's a journey to get to them. Like there's a beach in Bali that is famous for surfing. Right offside of it, it's called like Padang. I think I'm saying that correctly. I could bring the missus back in to correct me on my Indonesian. But like, I mean, even to get there, you have to walk through like basically, cut through this cliff, down through these rocks, through this, and there's none of this like in America where there's the handrails that are legit or the anything. It's like if you fall off the cliff, that's bad on you. Like there's
Uh,
don't
there it
fall.
is. Joey knew the name of it. Sanctuary of Truth.
Okay, sanctuary of truth. But yeah, it's the journey's half of seeing these things. Once you get there, all of a sudden you see this beautiful thing, and you're like, but you better be ready to, you're going to go through a dangerous, not dangerous, but there's no safety regulations or anything
Oh,
like that. It's all on you.
there's a waterfall that's not far from where we live. It's called Pala'u, and it's got 5 different levels of waterfalls. And the first 3 are very easy to get to. The last 2, you're literally hanging onto a cliff with a rope and pulling yourself up. Everybody stops at the 3rd one, and of course we didn't. We kept going. We got all the way up to the top, but yeah, it's a heck of a climb to get up there. Water felt great when we got in it, but I was pretty wore out when we finished up with that.
Yeah, there's no like safety lids on medicine or handrails that are 38 inches or whatever it is to code.
No,
like here, if you fall, like you can go to some of those volcanoes and walk right up, and you're walking around and there's just like rickety,
oh,
wooden
exactly.
thing, and there's a volcano right there. It's like, well, if you're dumb enough to fall into the volcano, well,
When you're in Thailand, the funny thing I found is that when you get to something is going to be a lot of climbing and it's not the best of climbing, the stairs are kind of slippery or whatever. They have army men posted to help the tourists because people fall and get hurt all the time. So yeah, it's kind of
yeah,
crazy
exactly.
you'll see when I get to some place and I see a few army men. I say, well, it's going to be a big climb today because they're there. They're only there for one reason: it's for people falling and getting hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And some of the, like even in Bali, I've noticed that a lot. Like you go into like the high end, pool bars or the, like beach clubs, they're all clubs and stuff like that. It's not
Right.
uncommon. You're going to get searched by a man with a machine gun, standing there in front of the thing, and they're going to check you and they're going to, make sure that you are okay to enter. And so,
Right.
so it's a different feel, for sure, but cool and cheap. So,
I'll never forget the worst I ever felt going anywhere. We went to Acapulco. Oh, it's got to be more than 30 years ago. And at the resort, the hotel we stayed at, they have fences running along their property line right into the water at the time, and patrolled by men carrying machine guns. So
yeah,
you're at your resort, and the resort might be, I don't know, maybe 500 yards wide. I mean, their property that goes into the beach, but you stay on your beach. You don't go next door. You don't go. You stay on your beach. And like I said, there was I don't think they're police. I think they were military, whatever. But patrolling your gun with machine guns, or patrolling your beach with machine guns.
yeah, exactly. Same thing. And well, it just is what it is, and you better get used to that. Yeah,
Right.
that's like one of the things.
Now
Yeah, I
that
think,
being
I
said,
think.
you were asking me about temples. Have you been to any of the temples on Bali? There's some awesome
Oh yeah,
Hindu
yeah.
temples on Bali that are just, I think, are some of the most beautiful ones I've seen.
Yeah, and they're all over. I mean, you just driving through there, driving to the different parts. I mean, you're going to see them on the right and the left, and they're everywhere you
Right.
go, and it's so cool. And if anybody likes Temple, I'm just going to do this again. Let me drop Maui's link in here. He does. He's in Michigan now, so I wouldn't expect any for another 3 or 4 weeks. But he does awesome, like, and it has tons in the back of temples all through Thailand, all through, and he does like walking vlogs through Thailand and tells you where he is, shows you different beaches. It's one of my favorite channels on YouTube is Maui Howey. So sub him up, please.
Temples, beaches, waterfalls. People like riding motorbikes. I do that. We have a motorbike out there, and we take the motorbike everywhere we go.
How long have you? What do you guys? You have a condo there? Is that correct?
Yeah, we have a condo in Hua Hin, which is 3 hours, give or take, south of Bangkok, and it's right on. Our condo isn't on the beach. It's about 10 minutes from the beach, and that's actually okay because we're up against the mountain. It's a little bit more quiet there. If you stay on the beach, it's not like Daytona where you can get on the beach at any given point. They have a wall that goes all along the beach there, and they have entry points that you can get onto the beach. So even if you have a condo right on the beach, you're probably not going to walk downstairs and walk out your door and be on the beach. You have to take a scooter or walk it on down to one of the entry points. And it's because the king has his palace there, at least king number 9. I don't think king number 10 is there now. That's the one that's in his son. But the king that passed away 5 years ago, he used to spend a lot of time in Hua Hin. So they spent a lot of extra time keeping everything really pretty and taken care of down there. So, getting onto the beach is soy means streets, soy 61, soy 90, I think it's soy 94. There's different entry places that you can get on. So where we're at, the condo where we're at is we have a nice, big, beautiful pool, 2-bedroom, everything else. And it's pretty much looks better than home. I don't have this funky wallpaper back there.
I know Sir UGA actually asked about the wallpaper earlier. He was like,
Yeah.
"Man, where'd you find that wallpaper?"
I'll tell you a story about that. Now, I got divorced about 10 or 11 years ago from my ex-wife, and this is my friend's house. I was looking for a place to go ahead and stay, and he said, "You know what? It's just him. He wasn't married or anything, so you can come on over here and stay." We both worked for Delta Airlines, so I came over here and stayed. And I had people saying, "Oh, you're not going to get your own place." I said, "Why? There's 2 old guys living here. We cross paths once a day. Is he's going to work and I'm coming home, or vice versa." And I says, "It's a perfect living. I mean, I pay him, help with the bills and everything, and pay him rent and so forth, and it's affordable and cheap for me. So I've been here the whole time. So whenever I come back, I just go back to my old room for a couple of weeks, 3, 4, 5 weeks, however long, and then I go head on back." But he's got a condo there too, not too far from where I'm at.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this is his house. But you guys don't like this beautiful wallpaper?
I like the wallpaper. It's very
very 60s.
Makes for a good background. So, like not to like pry into your business, but not exactly what you did or anything like that. But if somebody was wanting to say, did you buy or do you lease? I guess on what
The condo.
the condo.
We own we can own condominiums. You can't own property there. You can own the building. So the way we're called forangs there, it's foreigners. The way most foreigners do it there, if they're married to a Thai person, if that's what they're doing, the Thai people will own the property, and then the house or the building is in the farang's name. That's how they do that. Well, with the condo, you don't have to do that. It's you have to incorporate to do it. And obviously, the corporation bought, property management company owns the property and everything else, and then you own the condo on top of the property. It's a 99-year lease on the property,
right?
But you own the condo, so that way they can't kick you out. They can't do anything, and you pay. It's a 99-year lease you have. So that's how we did that.
So what is something like that cost, like from not what you have? Not like your own personal business, but from like low end to high end. Like where are you looking?
It's gone up a little bit recently, but um, my condo we paid somewhere around 45,000 for, and back here in the States, just to give you a comparison, it would be probably about $250,000 place. I mean, it's not a big, huge place. It's two floors. You got two bedrooms upstairs and a bathroom, shower, full bath. Downstairs is your kitchen, full kitchen. I guess it'd be called a great room because there's no dining room. It's the take kitchen,
Right.
dining room and together, and a half bath downstairs. And like I said, you got a nice little lanai or porch area out front and a little porch area behind, and then a big beautiful pool. Everything else, it's and basically for the upkeep and everything for the whole year comes out to less than $2,000. That's my electric, water, uh, upkeep of all the grounds, the pool, everything else. I pay less than $2,000 a year, so less than $200 a month to live there. Now, people have condos here. What are you paying? Probably $500-600 just for the upkeep, and you still pay your own electric, gas, and water.
Yeah, you can
So,
live it. You can go down to Florida and get one of those little one bedroom trailer houses, and it's going to cost you $400 a month just to live in it. Just to rent
that's
the lot.
so that's just how much. I mean, listen, I paid for now the same condo, and I bought this right when COVID was starting. So what happens is now things have gone up. It's probably gone up to about 65 or $70,000 if you were to try and buy in the same place. But it's still a great deal. Now, if you get something right on the beach, what I was talking, there's some high rises right on the beach that are beautiful. You're looking at probably 200,000 for something over there. But back in Florida, if you were to buy something like that, you're probably talking half a mil. I mean,
Easy,
I mean
easy.
that's the whole thing. They're not small places on the beach. They're two bedroom, beautiful. You're maybe on the 20th floor, 30th floor, looking out over Hua Hin Beach and Kotakeep Mountain and everything else. I mean, it's wonderful views, and pretty much the best thing about it is no hurricanes come down towards, at least not that I know, come down towards Hua Hin. They get bad rainy season on the other side of the bay there, in Pattaya. I mean, sometimes they get huge downpours and floods, but Hua Hin has been pretty good. You might end up with one every few years where you get a big downpour, but you're not worrying about any kind of hurricanes or anything like that.
Yeah, and that is something like to address too when people are going to travel. Like, say you wanted to travel to Bali, you really do want to check the schedule on when you're going. There's a reason why it's really cheap in December, January, February is because that's rainy season. It's
Yep.
going to rain, rain, rain. It's not like here where you have, well, it might rain on Wednesday, then Thursday. Oh no, it's going to rain for like where my wife's from in Surabaya. I mean, it'll flood the streets. It'll flood their house every year, and this is not like just a once a year thing. It's going to rain from November till early
Yep.
April every day. It's going to rain and it's going to flood and it's going to be horrible. So you have to make sure you take that into consideration. Like, oh
Rainy
wow, we
season.
can do it really cheap in January. Well, yeah, you can, but take your umbrella with you and
Rainy
your
season,
wellies.
hot season. There's hot season. There's in Thailand we have cool season, and now it's usually pretty dry all the way up north in Thailand, but when you go south, so you're heading down towards Indonesia, towards Malaysia, they or Bali where you're at, it is rainy season in November, December, January. For us,
Right.
rainy season is right now. It's end of hot season, beginning of rainy season in the next probably month or so, and then it'll be raining every day. You'll get there and it'll be cloudy and it'll be raining virtually every day. You'll get a downpour. Now it's usually not bad. You'll get a downpour like it rains to beat hell for an hour, but then it stops. It comes
Right.
down in sheets of water for an hour, and then it just stops, and you're done for the day. And then the next day it'll do the same thing. On occasion, you'll end up with. We got there last year. We had a week straight where it rained, rain, 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 and I thought, geez, it's going to be miserable. Well, after the week, it didn't rain anymore. So
Right,
it
exactly.
was a real nice rainy season last year. But yeah, you got to always check that out. Like I said, for price tickets, hotel prices, same thing. For us, if you go to any of the resorts or you want to try and do any traveling in December or January, forget about it. It's prices have tripled. It's not 35 or 40, it's 130 for the same hotel,
Exactly.
35. But as soon as February comes, the price is cut in half or more than that. Then you can go back out. So, but you have to watch. You don't want to get too close to the rainy season. You don't want to be someplace that's beautiful but sitting inside all the time.
Yeah, you don't wanna take a lot of people, things like this are once in a lifetime trips.
Yes,
And you don't wanna do that and take a once in a lifetime trip and save, $400, $500 because it's cheaper at that season. Yeah, you wanna do it right. But am I correct, Maui, when I would say that, for $3,500, a man and his wife could travel from the United States, go to Thailand, go to a few places there, check it out, see Bangkok, see Phuket, see Krabi, go to Koh Phi Phi, shoot over, go to Bali, stop in Malaysia for a moment,
yep,
um, and spend 2.5 to maybe 3 weeks there, get back to the United States and spend $3,500.
absolutely,
You can
absolutely.
do that.
The most
Uh,
expensive thing they'll spend the money on will be the airfare, and if you go during the right time of the year and get the right deals, it's not even that much. So, like I said, that's
about
going to be the most
$1,000
expensive.
a person.
Yeah, for your airfare, but besides that, your hotels are very affordable, and they're not. People seem to think that some of these hotels are, you know, infested huts on the beach, but they're not. They're beautiful hotels, super clean, well taken care of. Um, and to travel it back and forth between every place, if you're going to take a taxi or if you're going to fly, because you can fly from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, which is north, or Bangkok, you'd want to fly from Bangkok down to Phuket or Krabi because you don't want to spend a whole day in a bus going down. I mean, if you're on a limited time, um, even though taking the bus might only cost you $20 or $25 for two people, and taking the flight might cost you 80 or 100, you're still getting down there and having the time to spend. So you got to weigh that out. A bus ride is a long way to go. I prefer. Now that's another thing we were talking about before. You can get around with bus, van. My personal favorite is the train there. The train will get you anywhere you need to go in Thailand, and depending on what you want to do, we go from Hua Hin into Bangkok for literally under $10 for two people. So you're talking about it takes you 5 hours, but it's relaxing. You can get up, walk on the train. You're not confined to a seat. When you're in a van, you're stuck in your seat, and maybe you get up and walk to the if they have a restroom in the back, but that's it. There's nothing else you can do. You're stuck in your seat. Same as being on an airplane. You're stuck in the airplane.
Right.
You're stuck in that seat. So that's why I enjoy the train. It might be an hour more to get there, but I don't feel so confined. And plus the countryside is very beautiful to see too. It's you're not when you're going down the roads, you're seeing basically all the traffic. You're seeing nothing but cars and that type of thing. The train doesn't take, it might follow along, but it's far enough away where you're actually seeing the countryside.
Right, exactly. And for like I've always tried to put it out like a couple, two people can go and do these trips. If you can allot $70 a day,
Oh
then
yeah,
you can like, hey, I mean, you figure that into 10 days, that's $700. You figure that into 20 days, that's $1,400. $1,400. If it cost you $1,000 to get there, $1,000 to get back, well, you just did it for less than 3,500 bucks, and you just
right.
spent 20 days traveling Asia for $3,500.
I didn't plug back in and we're getting a crackling, so it's not my fault this time.
I
Anyway,
think
yeah,
it's your
you're
phone.
right.
I think it's your
You're
phone getting
100%, you're
hot.
100% right though. It's easy to budget it, and you obviously, depending on what you want to see and what you want to do, um, you can budget in a little bit more if you want to do a couple tours because you did the PP Islands and how much, but that's not expensive to do that either. I mean,
No.
you take the boats down there and do the PP Islands and get around, and it's not very expensive to do that either. Where we're at now, I said we budget $1,000 a month is what we spend, and that's for food, for gas, for everything we do. And at the end of the month, we have money left to go ahead and do whatever the heck we want to do. If we decide we want to go ahead and head on up to Chiang Mai or Koh Chang or something, easy to do.
Yeah, I think the last trip we took, which was right before the plague. I mean, we got back literally like a month before all that was announced. And we got back in November, the end of November of 2019. And that's when all that happened and the world shut down shortly after. But we spent, I want to say it was $3,700 is what we spent. And we spent a little over, it was like, I want to say 24 days, 25 days. And we went to China, Malaysia, Thailand, and we ended up staying longer in Thailand than we wanted to. Uh, we were in Indonesia for like 9 days, 10 days, 11 days, something like that. Well, we were in Surabaya for like 9 days. We were in Bali for like 3 or 4. And we took a trip to Singapore as well. And we did all that and saw all that stuff and spent less than $4,000 and spent almost a month traveling Asia.
Pretty incredible. And like I
Airfare,
said,
everything.
and when you turn around, if you want to go over to Europe, you can spend that in 1 week. Just that.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just where you're at in the world and what's going on. But I said, if you go over to Europe, it's we learned our lesson a long time ago. You go to Thailand, you go to Asia, and you can do whatever you want. You can buy whatever you want. When you're going over to the European countries, you take pictures and budget your money for food. That's it. But I'm not.
And the food
knocking it.
sucks.
I love Europe. I mean, I do love Europe.
But the food's not going to be that good in Europe.
Oh, you know what? It depends. You
Yeah, I
have to go with the flow. It's not going to be the same thing as Thai food or Indonesian. But you know what? Something to be said for a good plate of fish and chips at the
Yeah,
pubs.
fish and chips. Okay, I could do that. I could do fish and chips. I could go to Ireland and eat Guinness
There-
for a couple days.
Oh yeah, Guinness or Jameson. Heck, we wouldn't be seeing too much if I was with you. We'd be seeing the inside of Guinness or Jameson factory.
Right, exactly. We just hang out at the Guinness factory for a couple
Tell the
days.
girls to come get us when they're done.
Yeah, when they're done shopping. You go shopping. I'll be here. I'll be in the bar. What? Okay. One last question for you, Maui. I know you, your phone probably about to roast and catch on fire.
No, it's okay. I just don't know how much I got left on it. I'm trying to see how much power I have. I don't want to.
What do you got left? What do you got left? So we know.
Hold on a second. I got to turn it and see because I got it on a little thing here. So I'm going to go this way for a minute, upside down. Oh, I got 35%. I'm good. Okay,
cool. We're good for a minute longer. So
Yeah.
here's one other tip I wanted to throw out to people. So when you're traveling around through Thailand and stuff like that and going through Asia, what booking sites do you like to use?
For hotels, I always use Agoda. That seems to be the big thing in Asia.
Same.
Is Agoda. Yeah. Travelocity, all them, they don't seem like the prices are as well. I think Agoda might be an Asian company because I get the best prices on Agoda. And then they have places you can get hotels on Agoda that Travelocity and some of the other companies won't have. They'll say sold out. I'll go on Agoda and they still have hotels available. Now, for flying around to find out who's got the best rates, I always go on Cheapo Air. It's just the internet thing, and I can find prices on there. Then I compare them with actually going to the website of the airline. I learned sometimes you get a better price just going to the airline, and sometimes when you go to the airline, it's double the price. So, always go to an alternate site. Like I use Cheapo Air. There's many in there you can check out. Type in you want to go from Bangkok to Bali, Denpasar. And, it'll come up with a price for you to go, and it'll give you 5 different airlines. Then you go to that airline and you check on it and you see how much it cost on them. Excuse me. Sometimes, like I said, when we went there, we ended up going through, we ended up taking Thai Air Asia. I booked it on Thai Air Asia because of the fact that it was cheaper to do that than Cheapo Air. Cheapo Air had a price of like $400 and something, and I got it for $319 for 2 tickets, I believe $320 for 2 tickets to Bali, a round trip. So you have to do you have to do your homework. I won't say you have to be computer savvy because obviously I'm not. I can't even get my damn phone to work. But as long as you can go ahead and get on the internet, you're fine. You get on the internet and start checking out the different sites, and then when it gives you the airlines, it'll tell you Vietnamese Air, Air Asia. It'll give you 3 or 4 different airlines that fly to, say, Vietnam to Saigon or so forth. And then you just go on the airline on the website and type in Vietnamese Air, and I want to go from Bangkok to Saigon or Ho Chi Minh, and they'll come up with a price. So you compare the two, and if it's cheaper, because usually the sites will add a fee onto the actual fare. You have to understand that they got to make their money, so they're
Right,
adding,
of course.
as small as it might be a $10 difference or so forth, but they're going to add a little bit onto the ticket, so you can sometimes get a better deal just by going on the site. Another thing to remember for traveling, I don't know if you've had this problem, but in Thailand, it's a major problem. If you're trying to book on like Thai Air, Thai Smile, Thai, Thai Lion.
Oh, Thai Lion, yes.
Those airlines won't take American credit cards generally. Don't ask me why. If you have a Thai credit card, you can buy a ticket just like that. But to type in, you have to go ahead. So you end up going to the sites to buy the ticket. You end up going to Cheapo Air and buying the ticket to go someplace. That's usually Thai Airlines, Thai Lion, Thai Smile. Those are the ones I've had problems with using, American Express, any of the Visa, any of those. They won't take American cards. You keep putting it in there and it keeps saying there's a problem. There's a problem. I've called up the credit card.
The problem is that your credit card company flags it, and it's an absolute nightmare. But now we've had good luck with Traveloka.
Okay.
Have you ever used that one?
No, I have to remember Traveloka. That's to go ahead and find flights, right?
Yeah, Traveloka is just flights. And we've had really good luck with Traveloka. And that's another point. Something very important to throw out to people is when you're looking for these flights and you're trying to find these destinations and you're constantly shopping online, you have to go to like a browser that is like a what do they call it? Incognito browser or something like that. Because what'll happen is the cookies save those things and they save your searches into the search, so you will never find those cheap flights again. You will always see a median price flowing across of where you are. If you're using Orbitz or you're using anything like that, you're always going to find that median price going right through the whole thing. They're not going to show you that up, down, up, down, up, down. So you have to search from incognito browsers to get that. Sorry, Maui. We're getting that feedback. I was muting you when I was talking.
I seen it. Yeah, it's okay. I knew what you were doing.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? With the cookies and the finding the things. People don't realize that, but they keep track of what you're searching for, and you'll never see that cheap price again because you're searching for a flight to Thailand.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of nuances, but if you learn how to you just got to be patient and learn how to navigate it. And like I said, traveling around the world is easy if you have the patience to do it. That's all I can say, especially Southeast Asia. And I guess the biggest problem with going to Southeast Asia is just the travel time. That's the only thing I can see, because besides that, the price, what you're seeing, what you get for your money, beaches, beautiful temples,
paradise,
shopping. I mean, everything
paradise.
down there. Everything there is just awesome. The only drawback I see to going to Southeast Asia is just the travel time. I mean, from Detroit to Thailand takes us the better part of 24, 25 hours just to get there with the layover. And then, we spend the night in Bangkok, then we head on to go ahead because we get in too late.
The fastest we've ever made it from our home to my wife's family's home is 38 and a half hours was the
Wow.
quickest we've ever made it.
Wow. That's a long time.
Oh man, 38 and a half hours on. And there's layovers included, but that's with the short layovers.
Right.
Because
right.
Where she's at, it's not you're stopping 4 or 5 times. And
Right.
oh my gosh, it's horrible. And you get those 2 hour and a half layovers, and that is just absolute hell. When you're having to get, especially some airports, when you're having to get from this side to that side, and by the time you go through this, and now you're going through these weird custom things, and this checking in, and blah, it's like holy cow, running through airports, like oh my god.
What happened with us for all this time was, like I said, we have to fly standby when I'm using my Delta passes and stuff. So what we would do is I would fly Thai Air or Korean Air or somebody like that, and I would leave at 9:00 at night. At the time I used to fly into Narita in Tokyo. I'm trying to read what he said.
Now he's actually saying, I heard about this too. I saw this that Lucas's wife. Passed away.
V. Yes, absolutely. That's the guy I was trying to tell everybody about.
Ride for Kicks.
Yeah, V passed away just before Songkran. I want to say on the 9th or 10th. Yeah, I seen that, Joey. So sad, but she had how she found out was crazy. This lady was driving a motorbike. She had a little spill, nothing bad, and came home that night and had some scrapes and stuff on her knees and stuff. Next day, she said she had a pain in her side. They went down to the hospital and found out she had terminal cancer, stage 4 liver cancer, I believe.
That's so horrible.
Yeah, and it was, it's literally been, I want to say it was just before Christmas. I want to say it was like beginning of December that they found out. And here she passed away at the beginning of April. It was just that quick.
Isn't that scary? Thanks, Joey. But yeah, prayers for me.
I just think that it's, in Thailand, it seems like they have a high rate of cancer there. Maybe the sun's so strong. I don't know. They get lots of cancer there.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You notice the difference. And my wife never noticed this. The first time I ever the first time I went to Indonesia, I went to Bali. That's where I met my wife. And if the first time I ever went to Jakarta or Surabaya or cities in China, or you get off the airplane and you get, and I smoke cigarettes, okay, more when I'm sitting here on stream than I do during the day. It's just habit when I'm sitting here. It's a bad habit. I need to stop it. But okay, so you walk out and you get out and you're finally off this airplane and you get out of that airport and you're like, oh my God, fresh. I can walk outside. I can smoke a cigarette. And you walk through those doors and the heat rushes upon you and you take a deep breath and you go, oh my God, the pollution is absurd. It takes you at least 2 days to like get used to breathing there. And my wife never understood it. But the last time we went back, she got off there and went, oh my God. And I was like, I told you, you can't breathe here. Like
in Bangkok,
it takes days.
They all wear masks. They've been wearing masks way before COVID ever happened. You see them.
It's hard to breathe. It burns. Yeah.
They wear the masks, especially. Well, now you understand. I don't know about in Indonesia.
Oh, Jakarta. Oh my God, it's horrible.
Well, Jakarta is a huge, it's like being in LA, I guess. It's mountains around it. But the problem in Thailand is they burn off the crops. At a certain time of year, they harvest all the sugar, they harvest it, and they don't they don't cut everything down and get rid of it. They just burn the crops. They burn what's left. So every year at the same time of year, all the smog and everything comes pouring back into Bangkok. So they automatically are sitting there wearing masks for 2-3 months without, no COVID. Everybody's got them on. You get on the subway, on the MRTs, they all got masks on. It's like, well, we don't have to have a mask anymore, but they just do it because of how bad the smog is. And like you said, it's amazing because the heat, it's actually suffocating. When you get back, it's actually suffocating to get off that plane. You walk out saying, this is going to be great. And your first breath is,
Yeah, that first breath when you open those doors walking out, and it's like, and you're, and it burns, and you're like, oh my God, what is going on here?
right.
But you
right.
get out of the cities, and there's not, it's the same here, but the emissions in this, there is no emissions, so it really doesn't matter. But when you get out of the cities and you go to these beautiful places, you don't see that at all. You don't, I mean, it's absolutely wonderful.
Right.
And
right.
that was kind of my point in doing this, was to try to encourage some people to, step out, and people plan these vacations. Like, we just went to the Slob Olympics, which I will go to the Slob Olympics next year, and I love the Slob Olympics, and I know that. But I mean, we spent, probably $1,500 on, 3.5, 4 days of going to Charleston, and that's okay. Double that. That's 6 days, 7 days. Well, that same amount of money, we traveled Asia for 3.5 weeks, airfare and everything, and saw 5 different countries. Like, you can do the same thing. It's
It is
there.
crazy. It is crazy. What I told you, we budget $1,000 a month to be back there. I've been here for 2.5 weeks. I've spent close to $3,000 in
Right.
2.5 weeks. That's just living here. That's going back to Thailand. We go out to the market and we buy fruits, veggies, everything to cook, meats, chicken, pork. They don't eat beef there, so it's a little bit hard if you want hamburgers or steaks. But pork, chicken, any kind of your meats you get. I'll come back with so much food for $30. It's unbelievable. I came back here, and the second day we were here, I went to a Kroger grocery store over here. I walked in, I bought some grapes. I bought some, what else did I buy? Grapes, some blueberries, a few things. I walked out with a small little bag, and I paid $40. And it was like, you got to be kidding me. I didn't have 4 items in here. And back in Thailand, I'm walking out with enough to feed a family of 10 for a week. Oh, you're muted. Can't hear you if you're talking.
No, I was saying here eggs are like, bouncing
Yeah.
from $3 to $6 a dozen, anywhere you want to go. Over
Yeah.
there, Indonesia's the opposite. Thailand's with the beef because, of religious differences, but like in Indonesia, you go there and there's no pork.
Right.
Unless you're in Bali, of course. Then you go to Bali and they got those bacon spreads. You're like, oh my God, give me the bacon. Give me the bacon.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, it's the pork down there because mostly Hindu, right? That's what the religion is down there. Being all temple.
Yeah, Bali's Hindu, but it's the only Hindu island. Indonesia's the largest Muslim country in the world.
Right.
So anywhere else in Indonesia you're not getting. No, you're not getting bacon. You ain't getting none of that.
Yeah, when we're there, it's trying to find hamburgers. There's a couple places that I have some friends that own. I don't know if you guys probably seen the video. Satan's Grill. It's a place that's out there. That. It's the closest I've found to being back here. They have Philly cheesesteaks. They have chicken Phillies. They have everything. Awesome, but it's all imported. So they're good friends of mine, and I always try and help them promote. But they've also helped me out finding burgers and stuff like that to grill at home. They
it's
got
probably from Australia.
Yeah,
Australia beef.
Yeah, one or the other, Australia or New Zealand. It's one of the two. But yeah, and it's their stuff is very good. I mean, they've hooked me up with a lot of different things, and I can't thank them enough. But I said, when you're there, you kind of got to fish around. We've figured it out there. I've got a barbecue. We know how to do it. But if you just come there and you're trying to, most people that are going to come to Thailand are going to eat the Thai food anyway. I mean, that's what it's about, right? You're on vacation and you want to go ahead and do all the local stuff. You're not coming to Thailand to look for hamburger. You're not coming to Thailand to look for stuff like that. So it works out for traveling. When you're living there, though, it's a different story.
Right. So I guess we're getting kind of close to the end. Your phone's probably about to die. Um,
20%.
give everybody Maui. Give everybody like the reason they should go to Thailand, who you are, why they should follow you. Like, close it out, and
Um,
I'm gonna give a spill, and we'll end this.
Great. Yeah, for people that are looking for an inexpensive and beautiful place to go, Thailand's it. I mean, there's island paradises, there's temples, there's waterfalls, there's beaches, and more beaches. If you want to go to Thailand and see beaches, there's never-ending beaches. Um, Chiang Mai's up in the mountains. There's things to see. There's elephants you can see. There's elephant reserves that they're not being treated badly. They take care of the elephants that have been owned by people, and they bring them in and they take care of them. I don't ever say to go see the places where you're riding them because they don't treat them real good. But there's places there that are preserves. I don't know what you want to call it, where they take care of all the elephants. There's so much to see, so much to do. The Thai lifestyle. If you get up in Chiang Mai, there's the long neck Karens. It's people you see with the rings on their neck. It's a whole area up there where they're all up there and how they survive. It's a traditional place. It's a place that you'll never see anywhere else on this earth is Thailand, Siam. It's awesome. If you want to follow my vlogs, I'd appreciate it. It helps me out, but I do them for myself. I have a lot of people say, well, do this and do that. And they try to get me to, do more commercial stuff, but I do them for myself. I want to make a good video. I don't like just making a video to make a video. I want to show what Thailand's about. I want to show the different temples, the different falls, the different places you can see and go, and the actual Thailand, not just this pretty place that I say, okay, here I went to the top of this building and showed you this, or I did that. I try to show you what Thailand really is. The local life there is what it's more about. Well, that's about
Right.
it.
Yeah, and definitely do follow, subscribe to Maui's things because I mean I absolutely Maui and I we've known each other for a couple years now and we became really good friends, which I really like that. He's one of the most personable, honest, good people. He might be a Michigan fan, so we won't hold that against him. But
Go blue.
his stuff showing you the temples and showing you just the Thailand life and stuff like that. It's actually really fun to follow, and it's really cool. I can't wait till next time I am there and I get to actually meet up with Maui Howey in Thailand and hang out.
Hope you get there soon and plan a couple extra days so we can go out and I can show you a few different things out there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna send the wives
yourself a couple
shopping, and
extra
we're gonna send the wives shopping for at least one day and go have some fun, man. I guarantee that.
Well, there's a place if you guys come out, there's a place called Ayuti I want to take you to. It's 2,000-year-old temples out there. So that's some place we can spend a day at, going out there and go walking around all the 2,000-year-old temples. But yeah, we got plenty of things to do.
Yeah, I absolutely can't wait. Well, I hope people listening in actually learn something, and like if you didn't hear it before and you're just now tuning in, you too can go spend 3 weeks in Asia, Southeast Asia, I guess, traveling through there. And if you and your wife both saved up $1,700 in a year, every year you could go spend 3 weeks there vacationing, having fun, staying in 4-star hotels, and not break the bank and live, pretty well and have the best vacations of your life for that amount of money. Or you can move there and spend about $10,000 a year, $12,000 a year, and probably have a decent life.
Hopefully Joey will be there soon and I'll have somebody else I can hook up with a few times a year and have a few beers.
Oh, I hope Joey gets there soon, because if he gets there before the next time, the red light district is not going to know what to think of itself. They're going to think those Australians were crazy, but us old guys, we're going to come in there and wreck that place.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you having me on today. I had a great time. I know I talked too much, but I had a great time.
That's the reason we brought you on, man.
Awesome. Next time you want to do it, just give me a heads up and we'll do it again. I'll probably be back there, but I can still do it from there.
Hey, you'll probably have better Wi-Fi.
For sure. I do have Wi-Fi at home. I won't have any problem.
You'll probably have better Wi-Fi in Thailand. Maui, I can't.
For sure I'll have better Wi-Fi.
I can't thank you enough, man, for coming on. I hope everybody listening in heard something that they can take home and appreciate, and that they've learned something. Maui, hey, just stay on with me for a minute. I'm just going to end it,
Sure.
and I'll tell you thanks here in the back room. But
Absolutely.
yeah, to everybody listening, I do thank you for tuning in. Might go live here again in a minute and start a different stream just for fun. People come hang out and do that. I don't want to involve two streams in themselves, though. But once again, I will say thanks for Maui Howey, and also thanks for Cigar City Brewery for sending me all this cool stuff out of Tampa, Florida. Cigar City Brewery. I mean, we all know we need to find independent breweries right now to be buying our beer from, and Cigar City Brewery, Florida Man Beer. Florida Man Beer. You cannot beat that. Everybody check them out. It's going to be really cool. Maui, you got anything else you want to say?
No, nice t-shirt.
Oh, shit, yeah. A nice t-shirt. Maui Howey sent me this t-shirt. How the hell did I forget about that? Check it out. I got a Maui Howey t-shirt. I don't know. My internet sucks.
The back's the nice
part.
part.
I will model this, baby. I will model it. My boobs aren't actually that big. I'm just stretching it out.
Did it fit you? It's not too big?
Nah, it's good.
There you go. Got from Riley Island down in Krabi. That's where that picture was done. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Maui Howey t-shirt, man. I love Maui Howey. Make sure you're subbed up to Maui Howey. His if you're listening to this after or anything like that, his link to his Twitter and his YouTube channel is in the description of this video. Already posted. All you have to do is go down to the description and check it out. Click on it. Link up. Follow. Do it or be dead.
And thanks, everybody.
I guess that's
nice talking.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. We might start another stream here in a minute just to hang out and have fun. So keep an eye out for it. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Maui Howey, love you, brother.
Love you too, bud.
Thanks so much.
Take care. All right,
we are ending the stream right about